We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello everyone, my name is Komal Patel and I am from Parul Polytechnic Institute. Now in this video lecture I am going to discuss about the subject data structure. Okay, first we will see what is the syllabus of data structure. Now as this is our first lecture, we will see what is the syllabus of data structure. So here is the syllabus of data structure of first unit. So first is basic concept of data structure. We will see types of data structure, what is primitive and non-primitive data structure, introduction about algorithm and complexities. And in this chapter, we will see array, row measure array and column measure array, overview of various array operation, and most important searching algorithm, that is linear search and binary search. So we will start with data structure, basic concepts. So first we will see the definition of data structure. So data structure, here two keywords are used. First is data and second one is structure. So what is data? Data is nothing but an information. And what is structure? Structure means to store the data in specific manner. So we will combine these two terms, and here data structure nothing but it's a particular way of organizing data in computer so that it can be used effectively. Now we will see the types of data structure. What are the types of data structure? Data structure is mainly divided into two types. First is linear data structure and second is non-linear data structure. So we will see what is linear data structure. Linear data structure is nothing but in which we store the data in linear manner or in sequential memory location. What are the example of linear data structure? That are array, stack, queue, and linked list. Because in this data structure, we store the data in linear manner or in sequential form. Now we will see what is non-linear data structure. Non-linear data structure are those data structure which are stored in hierarchical form, like graph and tree. In graph and tree, we create hierarchical structure. So these terms comes in non-linear data structure. Means we will not store the data in sequential form. Now next is primitive and non-primitive data structure. Primitive data structure are basic data structure that are directly operates on machine instructions and predefined. Means primitive data structure are those that are already defined in operating system, that is integer, float, and character. And non-primitive data structure are those that are derived from primitive data structure, like array, linked list, stack, and queue. These are the non-primitive data structure because we derive it from primitive data structure. Here are some examples of array, stack, and linked list. Here, in array, there are 10 elements are stored. So array size is 10. Numbers are stored from 10 to 100. Indexing is from 0 to 9, means the array size is 10. Next is it is data stack, in which uh, top is the main important part of the stack which is used to store the memory location. In stack, we use two operations, push and pop. For push, we used for inserting the data and pop we use for deleting the data. Now, here is linked list. Linked list is nothing but combination of nodes. Combination nodes means in one node is divided into two parts. First is data and next is address part, which store the address of next memory location or another memory location. Here, now we will see algorithms. What is algorithm? So algorithm is nothing but it is a step-by-step procedure which defines set of instructions. Means to uh, write our program, we have to follow some steps and we have to follow some instructions so that we will get desired output. So we will see an example to find the area of square. So for this, we will write an algorithm. Here is first is start, that is our basic step. We will start algorithm by defining start. The second step is read length L. As we know, we have write algorithm in English sentences. Mostly we are trying to write English language in algorithm. So we will first read length. In that, after that we will count area. For area, we will check area is equal to what? L multiplied by L means length multiplied by length. It will give you an area of square. Now here is print area and stop. So these are what? This is the step-by-step instruction or step-by-step procedure to find out area of square. So this is known as algorithm. Next, we will see what are the key features of an algorithm. The first is finiteness, means here state should be limited and has end. So in finiteness, algorithm must have limited steps, means it should not be so lengthy and it must have an end. Now next is unambiguous. Sorry. Next feature of an algorithm is unambiguous. Unambiguous means there should be no ambiguity present in algorithm so that everyone can understand our algorithm. It should be clearly specified. Next is effectiveness. The solution should give correct answer. What is mean by effectiveness is that the algorithm which we are going to write should give correct answer. It should not be like that it gives incorrect answer. Now, next is input and output. The algorithm must accept zero or more input and must produce at least one output. So these are the key feature of an algorithm. Next, we will see analysis terms. In analysis terms, complexity takes place. There are two types of complexities, that is time complexity and space complexity. So we will first see what is complexity. Complexity means to find out running time and space required for program. In complexity means the complexity of an algorithm is the function which gives running time and space in terms of input size. So what is time complexity? Time complexity defines the time taken by algorithm to run. Means how much time a program take to execute, we will count it as a time complexity. And space complexity means how much space is required to store the output of the program. So we will discuss it briefly. Time complexity means count the running time and memory size in terms of memory space in terms of size. This is known as complexity. So time complexity is what? To find out running time taken by program or taken by an algorithm. So it will give us exact time that how much time will require to execute our program. If code is perfect, then the running time is required is very less, and so the performance is good. Time complexity is nothing but to find the loops in the program. Example, we will check here. Example, main function is given, and in that one sentence is there, x is equal to y plus z. Now here main function, curly brace and close curly brace. These are the predefined functions. So the value of predefined function in time complexity is 0. Here x is equal to y plus z, connect one sentence, so one time is required, so it will execute in Pigo of 1. So predefined function, that is plus, minus, scanf, printf, these are the predefined function which takes constant time to run. Now next is phase complexity. Phase complexity much how much space is required to algorithm or to program to store the output. Time and space complexity depends on the things like hardware, operating system, etc. Next, we will see asymptotic notations. Asymptotic notations are languages that analyze the algorithm's running time by identifying its behavior. The asymptotic notations are as follows. Big O is used for worst case. It is also known as upper bound, or it is also denoted by upper bound. Next is omega. It is for base case and denoted by lower bound. Next is theta, which is used to store for average case, and it is also known as tight bound. So worst case means what? The worst case in which algorithm take maximum execution time. So the algorithm which takes maximum execution time, it occurs in worst case. The algorithm which takes minimum time, it occurs in base case. And the algorithm which takes average time for execution, that is not too much or not too less, it comes in average case. Now we will discuss about an array. So basically, what is array? So we know that array is nothing but it is a linear data structure which stores the data of the same data type in consecutive memory location. Consecutive memory locations means there is no space in values which are given in the array. Here we have shown one diagram which stores the element 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30, and there is index in here start with 0 to 6. So 0 to 5 means that there are total 6 elements. So in this array we have taken integer type of data. So these data are stored in sequential memory locations. Now next are there are two types of array, that is row measure array and column measure array. We will see what is row measure array and what is column measure array. Suppose here is an example of row measure array. So row measure array is used to store the data which is in matrix form, to convert it into row form. So suppose there are 2 by 3 matrix. So here we are showing integer a 2 by 3 means integer is a data type, a is variable or array name, and 2 by 3 is the size of array or size of matrix. So here we have shown one matrix which contain values 0 0 means 0 row 0 column, 0 row 1 column, 0 row second column. Same thing for second row, 1 row 0 column, first row, first column, first row, second column. Now here we will convert this we will convert this matrix into row format. So in row format, this whole row will contain the first memory location and this second row contain second memory location. Means we will store the result 0, 0, 0, 1 and 0, 2 in first memory location, first three memory locations, and second row, that is 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2 in next memory locations. So here R0 and R1 means row 0 and row 1. So here base address is defined, that is integer for 200, 202, 4, 206, 208 and 210. R0 represents first row and R1 represents second row. And 200, 202, 204, these are the base address or memory location of every cell. Now, suppose our array is m by n, means m is for row and n for column. And if we want to check address of each element in the array, or we have to find the memory location of each cell, we will use formula like a of ij equal to ba, means that is base address plus I into n plus j. Here n is value of column and into size of data type. Size of data type shows what is the data type we are going to use, that is integer, float and character. So we will count or we will check base address. So if we find, or if we want to find base address for 1, 0, that is first row and 0 column. So we want to find the value of this. We will count or put values in the formula, that is a of 1, 0 equal to 200 plus 1 into 3, that is I is 1, n is 3 plus 0 into 2. Here 2 is because of we have taken the integer data type. So it takes 2 byte. So we have taken here 2. So a of 1, 0 is equal to 200 plus 1 into 3 plus 0 is 3 into 2. It becomes 6. 3 into 2 is 6. And a of 1, 0, the address of a of 1, 0 is 206. Now here we will check address of 1, 0 is 6. 206. Same way we will count value for column measure array. Column measure array is a method of representing multidimensional array in a sequential memory location. In this method, elements of an array are arranged sequentially, column by column. In row measure array, elements of array are arranged sequentially, row by row, and in column, elements of array are arranged in column by column. So here again we have taken matrix, that is 2 by 3, but here what is difference is we will convert this matrix in column. So we will go here. Now we will check column. We will arrange the values of matrix in column form, that is 0, 0 or 1, 0. Means 0, 0 and 1, 0. It contains first column. Next will contain 0, 1 and 1, 1, that is second column, and 0, 2 and 1, 2, that will contain third column. So here 200, 202, 4, these are again base address of the array. Here is the formula to count the base address of an array or for each cell. So here is just a difference that we are going to use j into m plus I. In array we have taken I into n plus j into size of data type, and in column measure array we have taken base address plus j into m plus I into size of data type. So BA, that is base address, which we have represented over there. Now if we want to find for check address of 10, we will put the value of I and j or m in above formula. So here I is 1, j is 0, base address is 200. Because our address is starting from 200, you can take anything that is 400, 2000, 3000, anything else you want, you can take. So here I have taken 200 plus j, that is 0, plus into m, that is 2, plus 1, I1, into size of data type. Here I have used integer data type. That's why I am taking here 2, count 200 plus 0 into 2, 0, plus 1 into 2. So it becomes 2, and the address of A of 0 becomes 202. So we will check address of 10 is become 202. So it is correct. So for this section, we will next see what are the next algorithm for linear search and binary search. Thank you.